First topic going to be talking about is the Lakers versus Nuggets Western Conference recap of the of the series, and obviously for the series I had picked the Lakers to win the tournament. I mean, picked the Lakers to win the series. Obviously, that did not turn out to be the case. The Denver Nuggets ended up winning the series and advancing to go to the NBA Finals. And like I said, it was a statement series for um, Denver, and Nikola Jokic. Man, he's having a hell of a series. I mean, hell of a playoff run. Um, Dominating every series he's been playing, having a triple double, 20 plus points. Been just unstoppable every series. Been no answers for him, and I expect him to continue dominating as he's been dominating. Like I said, I mean they've been you know overshadow, undershadow, however you want to say it, throughout the year, and I think that they proved a lot of naysayers wrong, including myself. Like I said, I had picked the Lakers to advance in the series. So, they proved me wrong. I'll take accountability, of course, of that. And, I said it before, even before I made my pick in the last episode, is, video I made, the Nuggets wasn't like it was going to be an easy matchup. I thought the series would go to 7, but obviously they ended up sweeping the Lakers and just dominated the whole series. Um, it was to me idealistically, you know, for Denver Nuggets to win that series, they played the way that they needed to play. Jokic dominated. Jamal Murray averaged about 32 points a game. The role players played well. Aaron Gordon, uh, Porter Jr., Kentavious Caldwell Pope, um, Jeff Green. They all stepped up as well, and it was the needed effort for them to dominate and win the series, and so they did that. Um, I think they've been playing like a team on a mission the whole year, and the league has overlooked them throughout the year, and Jokic, and he's the worst MVP, all this nonsense, worst MVP or whatever. He didn't deserve MVP, all this nonsense. But like I said, they just continue to prove people wrong. It's looking very bright for them, um, as they've just been played well throughout the playoffs. And like I said, I'm expecting them to do that in the next round. Um, in turn, as far as the LA Lakers, um, you know, they overachieved in my opinion to get where they were at conference finals in the West. As competitive that the conference is. Point in time when they were like the 10th, 11th seed at a point in time. I want to say maybe February, January, or something like that. And to make it to the Western Conference, they definitely overachieved. LeBron and AD, you know, there needs to be an applause to, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the changes that were made throughout their season, the injuries, the trades. They had a very bumpy season, and they still prevailed to get to where they were at. It's a big applause, applause as well as to Darvingham, the head coach. He's done a great job, in my opinion, in terms of coaching that team to his best ability. I hope that the Lakers are able to give him, more time as their coach, because I think he's done well, but they definitely are going to need to make some adjustments on that team. Um, add some pieces. Um, you know, I think if the Lakers, um, obviously you want to keep LeBron, you want to keep AD. Obviously they're their foundational pieces, and Austin Reeves has been playing very well. We would like to bring him back. Rui Hachimura played well. Dennis Schroeder played well, hit open shots, played hard. Did what he had to do when he was called to play, when to play. So, would like to have him back. He's familiar with the team, and and how they do things, and so we want to have him back. And uh, you're gonna be questionable about. I think the big question is who you want to run point guard. I think if I'm the LA Lakers as a franchise, the main answer that needs to be answered for them going to this offseason is who do we want to run the point guard, starting point guard for our team. You know, LeBron James, he's obviously up in age. The load to completely, be the lead, facilitator, obviously, and scores well and stuff. That's asked for a lot, considering his age and the mileage on his body. You don't want to run him too down, run him too down throughout the season. You want LeBron to be available in the postseason primarily. And so they need to figure out where they want to run their point guard from the starting position. I think, you know, in terms of how their roster is constructed, I think Dennis Schroeder will be good coming off the bench. Um, D'Lo, he played well when he was there. I thought he fit, their team well when he was playing. He had some, this past the Denver Nuggets series, he had some, it was a rough series for him. Didn't shoot it too well. He played a lot better in the Warriors series, and so it's questionable because you want, you know, your starting point guard. He's essentially was the starting point guard while he was there. For the most part, and you want somebody like him to step it up. In the postseason, if you know all things considered, I mean, D'Lo is supposed to be likely like your third offensive option, and then maybe Reeves, but it kind of turned out to be Reeves being the third offensive option, and then Hachimura, and then maybe D'Lo. So um, you know, it's a bit questionable. You know, I do think D'Lo's a great player, phenomenal player, but you know that needs to be answered. Do you want D'Lo to come back and still be your starting point guard for your team, and do you think he's going to be able to lead you throughout the playoffs? Something that needs to be answered. And so, obviously you have Kyrie Irving, who's a very there's been a lot of talks of him possibly rejoining with LeBron and playing in LA for the Lakers, and that's all we that'd be a great parent addition. Um, you have Kyrie, you have Schroeder come off the bench. You know, definitely very attractive in my opinion. As I said, D'Lo, who between Kyrie and D'Lo, your question, wondering whether or not spend the money, that max money, because Kyrie's gonna want that max. He's gonna want a extended contract, so you have to answer that, and you get D'Lo for a lot less than which will pay a Kyrie. So Actually, I think that's the main thing that from the Lakers, you know, answering that question of who we want as your starting point guard, throughout the season to lead you throughout the playoffs, and then probably add a couple other pieces, add some size to the roster a bit. Um, I think would be definitely beneficial. Um, but yeah, man, they got this far and they got some good pieces in terms of the Lakers, and I think but they just add some more pieces and you know be right back hopefully next year. So yeah.